Some things earn their place in your pack, not because they're trendy, but because they work beautifully season after season. These are 10 camping accessories I reach for all year, and if you're gifting to somebody who loves the outdoors or just appreciates well-made things, well, these might be the pieces that stay with them for years. Hi, I'm Becky, and if you're new here, I make adventure films and camping vlogs on this channel, and I also like to talk about gear. I am a gear whore. So this is my 2025 gift guide for campers, cabin dwellers, and for anybody who thinks aesthetic is a valid category. So everything on this list I have used pretty extensively and I love. I'm even gonna show you how to wrap one or two of them or kind of elevate them to make them feel a little bit more special. So the first item on my list is this aeronaut blanket. This has completely changed my camping, 3-season camping, spring, summer, fall. I don't really love sleeping in a sleeping bag. My feet get really claustrophobic. A couple years ago, we switched to this quilt and I love it. But this is really good for down to about 30 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. So this is what it looks like. It comes in this stuff sack. It's kind of this tan color. They might have another option. There are elastics at the bottom, which I've found helpful to kind of keep that down around my sleeping pad. And then there are these like nice cozy baffles at the top. Chris and I have really loved it for summer camping. It just makes our Super Pacific camper feel a little bit more like our bed at home. Comes with this bag, but it also comes with a stuff sack, which actually fits in right here. I have to say it is a very expensive blanket. I really love it. Fabric's not too sleeping baggy, and it stuffs in this really easily, which is great. So if you're packing down your tent, boop, you could just throw that in your truck like that, and it's got like a little handle. Next thing on my list is this Luno car camping fan. I just love Luno car camping accessories. I had their original fan. They just came out with this one recently, and so I picked it up for summer camping. Oh, what a freaking improvement. So it's a USB-C fan with 3 controls on it. It comes in this cute little carrying case. It's got a suction mount, so if you're car camping in your window, you can use it like that. But the reason why I liked this one in particular is it has this kind of like bendy arm that you can kind of wrap this around. Keep making it right. Another thing you can add with this is a USB-C extension cable. So if that cable that comes with this isn't quite long enough, really helpful if you're in the car as well and you're running to a battery or you're up in a tent and you're kind of running down to the camper. So if you've been watching my videos, you might know that I really like fire making. Also, the whole point of getting out into the woods is like just kind of being out there and having fun and slowing down. And so making a fire from scratch using fire making tools instead of just like a lighter and fire starter is fun. It takes up time, it's enjoyable, and you build a skill set. So I'm a really big fan of a company called Überleben. They make really beautiful things. You might have seen me use their kettle, but they sell these fire making kits and also these beautiful kuksas, I think they're called. I actually like the bigger ones to use them as a bowl, so like putting chips or nuts or candies or something in, or a coffee out in the woods. I like the way this one feels over this one. So in the fire making kit, I love the black box. We have a little tinder fire starter, a mini ferro rod. There's like a tinder wick in here that you can kind of light with a ferro rod and then light your fire that way. I love this because it's so tiny. You can just kind of throw it in your pocket, in your backpack, or in the truck and just kind of have that along with you. You could kind of put together a little fire starting kit with this cup and kind of just pack everything right into the cup. You could add a little fire starters, maybe a cute lighter, this, or maybe even a little pocket knife or something if somebody you're gifting to is kind of new to the outdoors and doesn't have a lot of gear. I'm a really big fan of camping lanterns, but I'm also really picky about the color temperature. If you saw my review on these bare bones lights, you know that like I'm not a big fan of that particular lantern because they're kind of pink, but I love this one. This is kind of a different and unique one from a company called Bermuda. What I love the most about it is that when you turn it on low, it glows orange. And then when you turn it on all the way, it glows white. So you kind of have those 2 color temperatures depending on what you're doing. So if you want to see a bit, you know, it's not super bright, but it's a really nice lantern for ambiance. Now, if you have somebody who really likes cooking at camp, like myself, and likes aesthetically pleasing things, and you're looking to splurge a little bit, I really love everything Snow Peak, okay? But specifically, I love these little sauce dishes and these titanium cups. I love their chopsticks as well. We have nicer chopsticks camping than we have at the house. I like to use these in so many different ways, not just for like drinks. I really like to kind of bring my home style experience to the outdoors. If I'm out there, I want to bring things that are going to like spark joy, that are kind of going to get me excited about putting together a meal. This type of stuff just really like tickles me just in the right way. Now, if you're not a big chopstick user, that's fine. Snow Peak makes a titanium fork and spoon set, which Chris and I also have. So if you're not into the chopstick idea, that's also a nice little pairing to go along with this stuff. Sometimes I like to just go outside with the intention that like we're gonna make a meal, and that's the whole point of going outside. And so this type of stuff, it really brings me quite a bit of joy to set up. Now I've left everything linked in the description box as well, and some of these links are affiliate links. I do get a little bit of kickback from that, not very much, but like a little bit. Thank you very much. On to the next one. Item number 6 is a premium item. It's the Snow Peak IGT. IGT stands for Iron Grill Table, and it is a modular table setup depending on what kind of experience you're looking for at camp. What I'm rocking currently is a 3-frame setup for cooking, and then I have a table extension, and that kind of allows Chris and I to eat there. And then we have the low legs, so 6 low legs. It is so enjoyable. Pair that with the Snow Peak titanium little cup and chopsticks and that whole thing. The lantern is just like a really beautiful vibe out there in the woods if you're into that. Item number 7 is an insulated food jar. This is the Hydro Flask 12-ounce food jar. If it's cold outside and you're making something, say like oatmeal, or you're making something like soup, and you want to eat it, but it's like freezing outside, well, you can put it in this and eat out of it, and it will extend its heat a little bit longer. When we're doing big overlanding trips or road trips, we will kind of set up a breakfast ahead of time. So maybe when we're cooking the night before, we'll add like Icelandic like skyr yogurt to this with some jam, maybe some fruit. And so we have this like nice yogurt bowl set up. Cap goes on in the fridge overnight. And then when we get up in the morning and we're rushing out of camp, we'll just plop these right out of the fridge and just lay them in the front of the truck. And then when we're hungry, we'll eat them. They're a little difficult to clean at camp, but not too bad. You know, if you're cleaning dishes anyway for cooking, this does come out pretty easily. And then it kind of goes back in super easily as well. I don't know, you can kind of get creative with maybe a soup mix could go with this. Maybe a spoon, you could get like that Snow Peak titanium spoon and fork set maybe to go along with this. We probably all have way too many reusable mugs. I have a couple of different styles depending on what I'm doing. But if you're looking for a mug that fits in a cup holder in a truck and is aesthetically beautiful, this Kinto mug is really nice. Now, I do have a little bit of a gripe about this. I'm not in love with the top, and it doesn't hold heat as well as like a Yeti mug. But if you're looking for something aesthetically pleasing, you know, even just around camp for a cocktail, for your coffee, this is really expensive. So obviously you could get a different one from anywhere. You could kind of jazz this up a little bit, maybe like a little pack of hot chocolate in here, a little, you know, pour over coffee, single serve pour over coffee, maybe some instant. I actually really like this Blue Bottle Nola instant coffee. It's actually an iced instant coffee, but I accidentally made it hot one day, and actually it was really good hot. You could even like take some sprigs of greenery, right? And kind of poke it down in there, take some berries too, and just kind of make even maybe like a treaty poo or like a honey stick. Bonus, if you do have a coffee lover and you're gonna do like a cup thing, or maybe you're not, Blue Bottle has a really nice instant espresso. They have them in individual travel packages, and they also have them in a little jar as well. Their beans are really good too. I'm a big fan of Blue Bottle. So, you know, if you want something to go along with this, Blue Bottle instant espresso and instant iced coffee packets. Okay, number 8 on the list is a candle. Weird, maybe. I like a themed candle or something that's like specific to the person, but also make sure that like it's a good smell as well. This one specifically is a candle from a company called Bradley Mountain. It's called Overland. The scent is sage, teakwood, palo santo, and clove. It is men, woods, camping, dirt, but like in a really good way. It's damp, it's woody, it's manly, it's like delicious, okay? This is what you want overlanding to smell like. I'm not trying to sell you this exact candle, but what I'm trying to say is if you're looking for a really sweet gift and you don't want to break the bank, a candle goes a really long way, especially if it smells nice and if it has a little theme. So if you want to give a candle and you're like, well, I don't want to just give a candle, like what else? So you could also pair it with an adventure bandana. Excuse the wrinkles, I wear this a lot. This is a Smokey Bear bandana that I wear sometimes. It's from Landmark Project. I have no idea where I got it, probably REI. But what you could do with this is use it like wrapping paper.
Let's dive into today's word, furoshiki, a Japanese wrapping cloth.
This is kind of inspired by a Japanese style of wrapping with fabric. You can look up tutorials on how to do this. Like I'm really not doing a good job of this. And your candle's probably gonna be in a box, which would be better. How cute is that? And there's your little bandana gift. And wait, Let's bring back the little bit of cedar that we had. Stick this in, you're gonna wanna trim off the strings. Add a little gift tag to that. And like, that is just the cutest little. Okay, the last thing on my list, you know, I'll let you decide if you wanna give somebody clothes. Maybe just verify their pant size because you don't wanna offend anybody. This is probably, from 2025, my hands down favorite product thing, camping thing that I have used for the entire year. I freaking love these pants. These are the Fjallraven Cab Winter Agile Trousers. Clothes piss me off, mostly because women's pants are really freaking annoying. These are slightly high-waisted, but not too high-waisted. They're long, but most importantly, they do not fall down when you're wearing them for a couple of hours, and they do not change shape after you've been wearing them for a couple of hours, which is like one of my biggest pet peeves with pants. Like, you put them on to go out in the woods, they fit amazing, and then you're chopping wood and you're setting up camp, and by the time you get your tent up, your drawers are falling down. I absolutely love these. They are very expensive, 250, 270 American dollars, okay? They are worth it. I swear by having one singular pair of amazing quality pants and just wearing them every single day when you're on a trip. I wore these for 11 days straight in Iceland. Every single day I wore these pants. I wore them every single day on the Trans-Labrador Highway, 2 weeks straight. Every single day I wore these pants. They are incredible. They do not change shape. They are stretchy in the parts that need to be stretchy. They are reinforced in the parts that need to be reinforced. They have zippered leg pockets, boot clips here. They have the ability to open up the leg. They have leg vents here if you're too hot. These are like the perfect adventure pants. And I trust that these can be the only pants that I bring on a trip and they'll be fine. Obviously, if you're going on an adventure and you need to bring a second pair of pants in case these get wet, yes, do that. But you can trust that these pants are going to be incredible. So they are lined, but not super heavy. They just kind of have this like softer fabric inside. I'm a person who's like really picky with fabrics. I can't wear like fleece lined leggings. You can't even tell with these. They're just soft and comfy and lined and just absolutely perfect. Now they're not snow pants, but if you're in cooler weather, you're moving around, man, these are just the absolute best. And if people in your life are into good quality stuff, then they'll be stoked to have a pair of these. Okay, so that is my 2025 gift guide / things that I have loved this year that you might love as well, or maybe your loved ones as well might love them as well. Well, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.